GSPro is arguably the most popular golf simulator software among sim golfers. But what makes it so good and stand out from the likes of E6 Connect and the Golf Club 2019? In this video, fellow sim golfers Garrett and Phil discuss their experiences with GSPro and just why they like it so much. So, your sim software of choice, can you tell everybody what that is?
Undoubtedly GSPro. I recommend it for the official supported launch monitors and those that have got community built interfaces. Simply because the value it gets, which is extraordinary, $250 a year for the subscription model. People talk about this lifetime purchase. I'd ignore that. If you've spent what you've spent on a simulator and you want to gain an experience and get the best thing going forward, $250 a year really isn't much if you practice a lot. I appreciate some people it could be, but GSPro, fantastic software, originally developed by a good friend of mine who actually I've captained in the Ryder Cup, and he's flown over to the UK and we've played golf with before, Davor. So, the fact that came about as a result of Jack Nicklaus' Perfect Golf, which was our previous favourite, being turned off when it was bought out by Perfect Parallel and TrackMan. It's extraordinary what has gone into that GSPro development in a short time frame, and there's version 2 coming out with the new interface. The amount of courses in the community, 287 I think it was last time I looked, new courses released every day. The skills of the designers out there that are putting time and effort into releasing those courses, and the fact they're all included. You're not being sold packages of courses or being told, great, this week we're discounting this course and you can buy it for £250. That's crazy when all of that's in GSPro. So yeah, I just heartily recommend it for any GC2 users, the guys that have got other Foresight devices and have FSX, because sometimes that's a prerequisite for GSPro, for the Flight Scope guys, for the Unicore guys, for Skytrack guys. Check out the Discord forum and get involved. It's fantastic software. I should add, before that I did use TGC 2019 and TGC, and they did their job just fine as well. So I'd be doing a disservice to say they weren't good bits of software, but for me there's only one out there, and it's GSPro.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it last week on this same show. I guess we can call it a show now. Since I've had GSPro, I've played on TGC once or twice, I think, and I must admit, when I first played GSPro and I made like a first impressions video, I wasn't that keen on it, and
I remember your video.
I was hearing all this stuff about GSPro and how amazing it is, and I bit the bullet. I paid the $250 and I played it for the first time, and I was like, oh, is that it? And I don't know why it was. I think it was because I got so used to playing on TGC 2019 for 12, 18 months, whatever it were. And then I was like, right, I'll give it another go. And I played it again, and I played it again. And then all of a sudden, I just found myself loading up GSPro every time I got into the sim room. Yeah. And I think what massively did it for me was when they released Home of the Players on GSPro Sawgrass. It was like, I played that course and I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. This software is definitely going to be the future of our sim golf, and I just thought, yeah, this is what I'm going to be playing from now on. You've got a Mevo Plus launch monitor. You mentioned before about E6 Connect, and you weren't so keen on that. So what is your main software that you like to use now for playing courses?
I've gone to GSPro.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was off the back of one of the things that you did on one of yours, and I thought, I'd had a few little dramas with E6 Connect. There was only a few, I think had a few connection issues, but in fairness to E6 Connect at the time, I probably wasn't using the right I suppose, graphics cards for it. So, but I had a few little issues with it, and then decided, what I'd seen, GSPro looked absolutely brilliant, and it definitely plays really more like a golf course when you're playing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever really played the demo of E6, and I thought it was decent, but At the time, it was between E6 and the Golf Club 2019 for me. And I thought, right, Golf Club 2019 all day. I'd played the video game on PlayStation and stuff, and I was familiar with it. So I just thought it'd be really cool to have. And then I was, for about a solid year, I was the Golf Club 2019. And I'd heard about GSPro and people were raving about it online. And eventually, I just decided to bite the bullet. And since I've owned GSPro, I think I've played the golf club maybe once or twice.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that I just like the pricing package that they have for it too. It was I think it was cheaper than E6 Connect. You're not laying out a whole heap of money at the beginning. And that just the quality of the courses on there are just spectacular. And also, sorry too, the other thing I noticed as well, playing out the rough. You're playing out the rough on E6 Connect. It felt like I'm in the rough or I'm in the bunker. I used what I would hit off the fairway and it didn't make any difference. But
really?
GSPro definitely reflects where you are on the course.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Because I was a bit confused coming over from the Golf Club 2019 because it was either a 40% penalty in the bunkers or like a 14 or 7% penalty or something like that. And then I came to GSPro and I end up in the heavy rough and I'm just nowhere near my estimations of what my club choice should have been are just ridiculously wrong. So it's definitely more realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you'd like more extremely useful information about how to create your own home golf simulator, then definitely check out the full interview that I did with Gary right here.